rectangular so that we may be one through the cross. Good afternoon with the main news. My name is Sarah Tamina. Kindly be informed that we're also streaming live on our Radio Chingular Facebook page, and you can also listen to us via Radio Garden. The headlines. Forestry Department on the Copperbelt target to plant 200,000 hectares of trees. YWCA commend government's effort to reunite couples. Coach Albert Mpande leave Quito United to join another Division 1 club, City of Lusaka. And now the news in detail. Following high number of trees being cut in the country, the Forestry Department, in collaboration with other stakeholders, has a target to plant 200,000 hectares of trees meant for restoration of forests by the year 2030. The department says there was need for concerted efforts in the fight against climate change. Quito District Forestry Officer Susan Jerry said this today during the tree planting launch and Keep Zambia Clean, Green and Healthy campaign for the city of Quito.
Various human and sustainable agricultural practices and sustainable timber harvesting practices, infrastructure development and net forests in the effort to fight deforestation. We recognize the efforts of the central government and their efforts to deal with the deforestation. And we are also privileged to have the Northern Club on board as stakeholders in the Copperbelt Green Mission Tree Planting Initiative program.
And Quito Mayor Mpasa Moya said Zambia is one of the countries in the world with high rate of deforestation. Ms. Moya said there was need to intensify tree planting exercise to combat climate change.
Why are we planting trees? We also need to ask ourselves, we have global warming now, what are some practices? We are no longer able to predict that the winds are going to start on September, November. But because of the effects of climate change, we are not going to have quite a hana. So to predict when the rains will come. So when we start planting trees, it's going to be slow.
Quito District Commissioner Lawrence Monza said the exercise should be embraced by everyone as it improves the country's economy.
It provides the various benefits such as rent, also medicine. We therefore ask every citizen to be responsible and develop the tendency of planting at least one or two trees in various workplaces and homes.
Mopani says Glencore deliberately did not pay $68 million it owes various claims, with majority amount belonging to the Copperbelt Energy Corporation (CEC) bills. Mopani Chief Executive Officer Charles Sakanya disclosed that the mining firm has so far paid $40 million. Mr. Sakanya also revealed that Mopani also owes Zambia Revenue Authority (ZRA) an amount of 2 billion in 2 billion kwacha in form of value-added tax. Speaking yesterday during the presentation attended by the Copperbelt Minister Elisha Matambo and his two provincial permanent secretaries, Mr. Sakanya, however, said negotiations with ZRA are still ongoing to meet halfway.
We have funding bills that we paid 2 billion kwacha. This is reconciled money that should be paid back, and we're negotiating with ZRA to meet each other after. There's also historical value of 1.6 billion relating to Rule 18. Rule 18 is the rule that stated that when you buy copper cathode and you sell it from James, John, Peter, Valia, Mansa, we should move to ZRA that Mansa finally blocked. So this was the proof. If the method that is not, how do we know where the soil is taken? So it was a big fight of it, and we believe in that the rule has been scrapped. The next challenge is when our friends they let us deliberately, they did not pay $68 billion. The majority of that was CEC. They just didn't pay, and they put in their agreement. When we talk about that, we also talk about their agreement. But they deliberately didn't pay. We have paid about 40 million, there's just 18. The reason we have not finished is because we want Lambert to pay them.
Meanwhile, Mr. Sakanya says it was going to be a disaster for Zambia if Glencore was allowed to shut down Mupani. Mr. Sakanya said the decision by Glencore of wanting to close down the mining giant affected production negatively as the expansion project did not take place. He said this made the company to suffer a huge setback in production growth of about 8 years.
Because we are busy fighting it and getting home and that delay, that decision will now suffer. We managed to achieve this in 2018, and we continue at the same pace we're going to achieve it. We achieved it. So we can now reset. We have now reset the plan, and we are now going to start. So that same decision, one decision, just stop and hold operation plan, don't finish projects. It's now taken us back along 8 years behind to reach where we should have been. Just that decision. So it wasn't good for them. But we shot the line for them to be that way. With money, we can still get on first.
And Mr. Sakanya said the company did not record any serious fatality in the year 2020 and 2021.
I think in company is that the last time we had big problem you can see. 2014, 2015, 2019 was a very bad year. We stopped for a month, sort out the time. But in the old versions and the local work was only clear 2020, 2021, 2 years, and it's a good achievement. The local work was going and we are praying to continue to work safe and
Copperbelt Minister Elisha Matambo emphasized on the need for fairness in the awarding of contracts to local suppliers and contractors.
And then we are subjected to equal competition, so that they also participate in supplying contracting products. I think that we should be sorted out. Maybe there was some place, that's why we're here. Sometimes you think, minister, just another country. No, it's not to let you work. At least they've seen what you are pushing, where you're heading to, what you went through, I think if we can reach what you have demonstrated, I don't see us going to IMF and start investment. We appreciate IMF for coming in when we need the most. But if we can push and reach those levels, the approach is stronger.
The Young Women Christian Association YWCA says government's move to reunite couples who had been separated through transfers in the public service should be commended. According to a circular dated 11th January 2022 and signed by Acting Secretary to the Cabinet Patrick Kambwa, all ministries, provinces, and spending agencies were directed that transfers in the sector must not separate family units, and that affects, beg your pardon, according to a circular dated 11th January 2022 and signed by Acting Secretary to the Cabinet Patrick Kambwa, all ministries, provinces, and spending agencies were directed that transfers in the sector must not separate family units, and that affected officers interested in reuniting with their families must apply for possible transfers. And YWCA Regional Coordinator Sharon Mambo says the move would help in reducing the number of divorce cases that come due to infidelity as couples will be together. She spoke in an interview with Radio Ichengele News.
For us, it's a very good cause because when you look at where we are as a nation, I think already we're having reports of most of the couples divorcing because of infidelity. And when you look at this trend where people are being transferred without considering their marital status, it contributed a lot into the breaking down of family.
Chilavombo's Chilimina Ward Councillor Aaron Kapupo is calling for the expansion of Chimfunshi Rural Health Center to help cater for the growing population. Councillor Kapupo explained that the health center is inadequate to service people who mostly come from Chilimina and Muyanda wards. Speaking to Radio Changala News in Chilabumbe, the civic leader also wants government to construct more houses for medical personnel at Chimfunshi Rural Health Center.
Similar catchment area where Korea we are talking of Stilinana and these are very vast areas. So, and again, if you look at the population, I don't know, but I will clinic is fine on a side on the Chief Center. Night population as of now. So, what is needed is to expand.
2 people are reported to have sustained injuries, while another one is said to be in critical condition following an accident that happened at Isielmo in Kitwe this morning. According to Shitima Zikamulila, the eyewitness, the trio were on a Canter light truck carrying boxes of tomatoes, which was driven by a man believed to be in his 30s. Mr. Zikamulila has told Radio Chengelo that the canter, which was allegedly moving at high speed, failed to negotiate at the corner near ECL Mall. And efforts to get a comment from Kita Teaching Hospital KTH proved futile by broadcast time. Government says it is disturbed with misinformation and falsehoods being padded by the opposition Patriotic Front on several issues regarding the economy. Chief Government Spokesperson Chushika Sanda says, although government is open to the opposition providing checks and balances, they should do so with facts, especially on strategic national assets. Ms. Kasanda, who is also Minister of Information and Media, said this in relation to reports raised on Indeni, Zesco, KCM, and Mopani. Regarding the issue of Zesco, Ms. Kasanda said there are no plans to sell the power utility company, adding that restructuring does not mean selling, as it is about to improve operations and increasing efficiency of the power utility. On Konkole Copper Mines and Mopani Copper Mines, the chief government spokesperson said the Minister of Mines and his team have their hands on deck on the 2 mining companies. Ms. Kasanda further said government is holding discussions with various stakeholders to come up with an amicable solution following anxieties that issues surrounding the 2 mines have caused not only on the copper belt but the whole economy. This is according to a statement issued to Radio Ichengeli News today. In sports, coach Albert Mpande has left Quito United to join another Division 1 club, City of Lusaka. Mpande has been unveiled by City of Lusaka after signing a 1-year, 6 months contract. The former Nkwazi coach has left Quito United placed 4th on the table with 29 points from 17 matches. Meanwhile, City are 9th on the table with 22 points after playing 18 games. This news broadcast comes to you in the community service of Radio Chengelo with compliments of Moose Milling. And now international news as monitored from the BBC.
The world's top men's tennis player Novak Djokovic has had his visa cancelled by the Australian government for the second time over COVID violations and now faces deportation. The Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, said the decision protected the sacrifices made by Australians during the pandemic. From Melbourne is Joanna Khalil.
Djokovic has admitted giving incorrect information on his immigration forms and meeting a journalist despite testing positive for COVID. He had his visa revoked on the 6th of January shortly after arriving in Australia, amid questions about the vaccine exemption that would have permitted him to enter. But a judge overruled the decision and ordered the release of the player from detention. At the time, the government said it could still take further action. For days, the immigration minister was considering whether to cancel Djokovic's visa for a second time. Now that the decision has been made, The tennis star will face deportation.
The Ukrainian government has suffered a major cyber attack on a number of its websites. The Foreign Ministry spokesman said it was too early to conclude who was behind the attack, but blamed Russia for similar attacks in the past. Our diplomatic correspondent Paul Adams reports. The cyber attacks took place overnight, hitting several government websites, including the Foreign, Energy and Education Ministries. A message posted in Ukrainian, Russian and Polish warned Ukrainians that data on their computers had been deleted and that information about them had become public. Be afraid, it said, and expect the worst. Ukraine's State Security Service says it doesn't believe any personal data was leaked. In order to stop the spread of the attack, it said a number of government websites had been temporarily suspended. Most had already been restored. Historic talks between Turkey and Armenia are taking place in Moscow today to try to normalise relations. They've been at loggerheads since Armenia's independence 30 years ago.
As we end Armenia's bulletin, we take a look at some of the stories making headlines again. Forestry Department in the Copperbelt target to plant 200,000 hectares of trees. YWCA commend government's effort to reunite couples. Coach Albert Mpande leave Quito United to join another Division 1 club, City of Lusaka. Friends, for these and more stories, you can visit our website, www.radiochengulo.org. Also remember to like our Radio Chengulo Facebook page. Do play a part in the fight against the coronavirus pandemic by adhering to safety guidelines as outlined by the Ministry of Health and the World Health Organization by wearing a mask whenever you're in public, also avoiding large groups and maintaining social distance. Do also remember to avoid unnecessary movements. Wash your hands frequently for at least 20 seconds. Remember to also cover your cough or sneeze with a flexed elbow, handkerchief, or tissue. On behalf of the entire newsroom and Constance Kalunga, the sound technician on duty, my name is Sarah Tamina. Thank you so much and have a blessed Friday.